Hey, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk to you today about this global pandemic. I know that in my last video I said that I would have some other information of things that I'm doing during this pandemic. So I know that most people find this channel because I talk a lot about skin flushing and my own experience with skin flushing, how just on a journey to try to figure out what happened, why is it happening. It seems that no one really has answers. Doctors don't have answers. The internet doesn't have answers. And the thing about the internet is that you either go out there and find something that's really far off, some dermatologist type situation going on with you, or something super scary that because I have spoken to multiple medical professionals, I don't believe the super scary stuff is my situation. But I think there's an in-between somewhere that your body is reacting to something that you cannot see. And so in 2011, I struggled with anxiety really bad. And my spout of anxiety came from something I could not see. It was a health scare. I immediately basically became a hypochondriac. Because when you feel things happening in your body, but you can't figure out why that's happening and give an answer to, you know, I have a headache because I didn't sleep well last night. My nose is running, or I have a headache situation or puffy eyes because of my allergies. You can tie that to something and then your brain will settle. But when you have something going on and you can't figure out why, your brain has a harder time settling because of it. And so for me with skin flushing, it started happening years ago, around the time of the anxiety situation, and just a lot of social pressure, I think. And it's like something in my nervous system just took that on. It's like my brain believed something, put that coding into my nervous system. And when my brain was freed from the anxiety, my mind was cleared out, my body still believed the message. And so I didn't know how to get to my body to tell it, you're okay. So I've tried yoga, I've tried all these different things, meditations. And I do think that that can work over time, or I don't know. I think the big thing is that how do you get to your system? How do you tell your body? How do you tell your makeup, your chemicals, all of that that's happening in your body, that you belong here and that you're safe here? Because I think those are my two triggers, is that you don't belong here and you're not safe here. In my last video, I talked about how doing video conferencing during the work from home time is that I don't flush really at all. Today we had about 20 people on a conference call, all of us taking time talking to a camera. I didn't flush at all, and I wore this shirt. I've been wearing these shirts during this time because it's exposure. It's the reason why I do these videos as well. It's kind of an exposure therapy, but I don't flush. And I think yesterday the thought hit me that I don't feel that they could physically harm me. And then it made me think about, well, why in the office do I think somebody's going to jump across a table and physically harm me? And when I think back to my childhood, I wasn't physically harmed, but I think as a kid you get this idea that, I don't know, somebody could hurt you. And so if, let's say it's mom has these ups and downs all the time, and her facial expressions send a signal to my brain, which then tell my body something, that as I grew up, even though I didn't flush when I was a kid, when I grew up, dealt with that really heavy period of anxiety and depression, and then my body, it's almost like it got coded a certain way, that this is how you react to these facial expressions, this is how you react when these types of people are in the room, this is how you react when you're uncomfortable with anything. Because I noticed that you've seen in some of my videos that I'm just talking to you all, I don't feel nervous or afraid or panicked or anything at all, and all of a sudden my body will start doing that, usually because of a temperature variation that's going on. So a lot of different factors. So I thought about, you know, if your brain once believed something and it told it to your body, and now your body reacts based off of what the brain used to say, but the brain's not sending that message anymore, how can we get to that messaging system to tell it, you are safe here and you belong here? And so some of the things that I just thought about throughout this pandemic, because the first week of the pandemic was like, oh, that's crazy, what are we gonna do? Everybody's dying, there's no groceries and there's no toilet paper. And then my mind can only handle so much of that before I'm like, okay, get everybody else's thoughts and opinions away from here and let me think of what I want to think for myself. So the first thing I did was I shut down my Facebook account. I don't have a lot of craziness on my Facebook account. I actually have thoroughly enjoyed the COVID-19 memes. There's just some of the best. I have laughed so hard over the memes, but there's still stuff that you may wind up seeing that you didn't want to see, or you just wind up just, you know, on the computer because you don't really feel like doing anything else. And, activity breeds activity, and laziness breeds laziness. So I just decided for myself, just shut that down. To me, social media can be a lot of voices talking to me at once. And because I'm sensitive to so much energy and thoughts and this and that I just went ahead and shut it down. Just give myself a break, disconnect my system from it. And if I want to go back, I can. But sometimes you don't know how much of a hold it has on you until you disconnect from it, find your center again, and then if you need to go back, you can. So I've done that. We started immediately. I like having some drinks, but over the past few days, what I decided was I'm not going to drink at night, especially right before bed. What I would like to do is I would like to just sleep well, maybe with some tea, and then wake up and have a smoothie in the morning. So that's what we've been doing just to boost our immune systems. And I exercise regularly anyway, but I just wanted to kick up some of my cardio. So walking on a treadmill on an incline. So just a few things with your sleep, your diet, your exercise. When you're trying to get your brain out of the way, or it's not even your brain that's pulling the system along anymore, it's just the system doing it on its own. You have to get to that system. And I think the way we do that is to tell it that you're safe here and you belong here and you're safe to heal here, and be kind to it. And being kind to your body is not overwhelming your system with electronics. I don't know if you're like me, but I get electronic fatigue really easily and just feel kind of dizzy and off. So doing any kind of side projects in your home, I organized over the weekend. I just, if you declutter the space around you, you immediately declutter your mind. And so if you have a system that gets overloaded easily, I think the best way to speak to that system and tell it that you're okay here and you're safe to heal here and you belong here is to rehabilitate it. So that's just some of my thoughts for today about my flushing. I'm just not flushing, That some days it'll happen, some days it won't. But I will say, I want to thank you so much because this channel has helped me tremendously just by being able to get in front of you. I know that quitting my birth control, you can see some of those videos, that really helped. I do think that the birth control was driving a lot of the just craziness. There's really no words for it. Just and just all the things that I did to get my system back in place. So you're speaking to a system that's very real, that drives a lot of the chemicals inside of your body that are released based off of what that system is telling it. But I just wanted to tell you, don't be overwhelmed. Don't, I know that's easier said than done. Don't be overwhelmed. Just don't. I just want you to know you're not alone. And if you found this channel, it was meant for you to find this channel. And I would love for us to have a conversation about some of the things that you're dealing with. The reason why I created this channel is because every time I went out to try to find information about skin flushing, I didn't like what I found. I felt like there was something else going on with me and that the internet didn't have the answers to it. And every once in a while you may find a glimmer of hope because you see somebody else who has a picture of it and you're like, oh, that's it. That's exactly what I have going on. And yet there's no follow-up or no what did they do or how are they dealing with it or how are they getting through this. It can take a toll on you. And so I wanted to create this space, number one, it's for selfish reasons. It's to heal myself. But number two, I think if we can watch somebody go through a healing journey, a healing process, it's very inspirational. Just knowing that there's hope. We can sit and drown in the insecurity or there's no hope for me and no one has an answer for me. Or we can get up and we can try to do something about it and we can at least try to move through it. Even if the flushing is there, the one thing I said is I'm just not going to let it shut me down. And I think the first video that I did on this channel where I'm just got out of the shower and I'm really upset and pleading with whoever's out there listening to hear myself say, I'm really broken down by this situation. And I think hearing myself say it out loud put me in the headspace of, fuck that. We're going to press through it. We're going to move forward. I've overcome so many things in my life, and I'll be damned if I let skin flushing be the thing that's going to shut me down. So we're either going to heal from this, that's not going to happen anymore, or it's going to continue to happen. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to address it. I'm going to try to work through it. I'm going to tell my system all the things I can tell it to make it feel warm and fuzzy and wrapped in a Snuggie so that it can heal itself. But should it not heal itself at the end of the day, I am going to continue to heal as a person. I'm going to continue to grow as a person and expand as the being that I was that I'm supposed to be and that I am, and I'm going to bring that forward regardless of what my skin has to say about it. So you, my friend, you have so many things that you're going to bring to fruition, and I would just highly encourage you not to let skin flushing or any other type of skin situation or hair situation or whatever it is you got going on shut you down from bringing all that beauty that you have to us in the world, because it may be something that you have that my system is waiting for to heal and nurture itself. But if you don't ever put that out there, then we'll never have that piece. So I hope you're having a great day, and I will check in with you all again tomorrow. See you later.